Hello and welcome back to another episode of Outdoor Hunting Adventures. Probably wondering what we're doing in the kitchen. I've got Miss Katie behind the camera. She's going to help me here in a minute. We're actually going to make some ballistic gel today. So I'll tell you the ratio that I'm doing. For every 10 ounces of water that I'm using 1 ounce of gel. And I get the Knox Gelatin. You can pick it up at any supermarket, Walmart, what have you. You need a container. So I fill it to about this line right here, and that ends up being 180 ounces or 22.5 cups of water. Pardon Kylo's playing with his toy in the background. And then I have 18 ounces of gelatin here. I've already got the box tops off, ready to go. You're also going to need a release agent. I use Pam. And so let me tell you the process. It's going to get fairly noisy here in a second. I'm going to turn on my water here in a second. I'm going to get it running hot. I'm going to put 22.5 cups, 180 ounces of water in here. And then we are going to slowly mix. I'm going to turn the burner on low. You do not want it to boil. That's not what you want. You just want low, hot heat. Just don't want it simmering, don't want it boiling. So we're going to mix it up real good. I'm going to coat this container, and then after it's mixed up real good, we're going to pour it in here and we'll put it in the refrigerator and let it sit overnight. So again, Pam, a container to hold your ballistic gelatin in, and for every 10 ounces of water that you use, you're going to use 1 ounce of gel. So give us just a second. We're probably going to do a hyperlapse and you'll see how this goes. All right, I'm going to give you some scissors. So Katie's pulling the foam off the top right now, so we just have more room. So that was 6 ounces, I think we got in there. 6 ounces. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's about 4 ounces. And so it will settle. The bubbles will rise to the top. As long as it stays warm, it'll mix in real well. It's not going to be super clear, but it is what it is. That's not really what I'm looking for. I'm just looking to see what happens to the bullet itself, not necessarily as much the bullet impact. You'll be able to see it a little bit. You can melt it down again, cut it in chunks and melt it down, and it actually becomes clearer the second time you use it. I guess I could probably freeze it, or refrigerate it overnight, cut it apart, put it in a double boiler, and then all the bubbles would be out of it, but we want to use it, so that's what we're doing. As you can see, that takes quite a while, but we're at the point where we've got it all mixed up. It will foam. We just kept scraping the foam off the top, mixing it back in, mixing it back in, scraping the foam off the top, mixing it back in, mixing it back in. But we're at the point now that we're about to put it in the mold. So I'm going to take some Pam, I'm going to spray this down real good so it doesn't stick to my mold. And then from there, just take it, it's still warm, and slowly pour it into the mold. There are going to be some bubbles, it's inevitable, but it will, over time, probably because it's so warm, the vast majority of those will actually rise to the top. So that's my mold. We've got it greased. We're going to put it in the refrigerator overnight. I'm going to size those 9mm real quick. I will load up my subsonic load, and tomorrow afternoon should be able to shoot it.